Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
It was every students in class, they just hang up their hands and asking professors whenever they want to ask. That was it.
I think it is the tipping system.
Tipping system.
Yeah, it's new because our country doesn't have that system. So it was very new and shocking.
Here in the United States, especially to find a car and an apartment.
I like the diversity. Like there's a lot of people with different mentalities, and there's a lot of things. Like there's Vegas, you know, close from here. There's Big Bear. Like there's a lot of stuff to do.
Well, so far it's been good. Though I've had some kind of challenges, especially with regards to like late submission of assignments. But in general, I've enjoyed the experience though.
Making friends, I think.
Making friends.
Yeah. If we get friends, we can learn more, casual English, formal English, and other, local information on that.
Maybe a little bit harder.
And
It's kind of
any reason for that?
because basically for the speaking skills we are not very good in here, so the differences of the language.
And also they use
English
and
that's it.
I could say it's harder because we have to speak all in English, so not Korean, my language. So it's kind of hard right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The educational system?
Yeah, is it harder in France or is it harder over here?
I would say it's different.
I'll say that the culture here was a little bit different though, because like for instance here we're encouraged to ask the professors questions, and they seem kind of very friendly though, which kind of surprised me, but I was kind of expecting them to be have a proud disposition to students, but they're so friendly, which is awesome.
Well, I don't really know that because I study international school when I'm in high school. Okay. So it's pretty American, and I don't really get touch with my hometown's college, so I don't really know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's maybe language because I like to learn lots of different languages.
Hotel management, and because I want to become a hotelier.
Communication.
Communications, all right.
I like psychology because I think it's more easier for me because I'm not good at math or science stuff, so I like psychology.
Political science though, because I'm a police science major, so
you got to pick all those classes.
Yeah, definitely. Though I kind of also like economics too.
Okay.
Management. Actually, my major is business, but my specialty is management, and I'm taking organizational behavior.
All right, we'll start with you, Danielle. What is your current position that you hold at the university?
I'm the Associate Director for the Office of Global Education, and my subtitle is International Student and Scholar Advisor. So my role, as we compare our roles, is my primary task is to take care of incoming students from overseas. So I take care of the international students who are degree seeking. I take care of exchange students who are here for a semester or two, planning to take those classes back to their home country. And then I take care of visiting scholars or visiting professors who might be teaching a class here, or dancing from Mexico to do something in the visual and performing arts program. So my task is kind of all of the incoming folks from overseas.
Well, a lot broader than I would have thought. And on the contrary, Tiffany, what do you do?
I'm the study abroad coordinator here, which has a lot of different things. So programs as little as 2 weeks all the way up to a full academic year. Through the school, outside the school, basically anybody that is thinking about traveling typically comes to see me to start talking about that. I also see a lot of students that are interested in getting abroad to do one thing or the other, like interning abroad, teaching abroad, traveling, all of that.
Now, how exactly does the exchange process or the abroad process work?
Well, it definitely depends on the type of program a student's interested in. So most of my advising is geared towards specific majors, so I do try to pair students with the best programs that are for their academic major to make degree progress. It is definitely a study abroad program, meaning it has an academic core. It's much more than just traveling to a new place and being excited by a new culture. It's definitely taking classes and making degree progress. So I do try to pair students into appropriate places that will be good for their major and also someplace they're excited to live and explore further. So that process is one that starts pretty much as early as their freshman year and could even be graduating seniors doing a summer program before they leave. So.
Yeah, and that being simple, I'm sure one thing that can be difficult for people is financial means. So what is the average cost of somebody studying abroad, and what kind of opportunities are made available to help students out?
Great question. Well, it depends also on the program type. So like I kind of mentioned earlier, we have a lot of different programs, from the January program, it's 2 weeks, summer programs that are typically 4 weeks, semester exchange programs, which are semester 16 weeks to 18 weeks, and year-long programs. So definitely each of them have different price structures. If the programs run through the school, traditionally we just charge the same tuition that the students are already paying here. So if they're financial aid students, the beauty of it is that all their financial aid goes with them. So many times, I mean, if you're thinking about it from a cost perspective, they're paying just as much to go abroad as they are to stay here. So if you think about it that way, that makes it really affordable. So typical programs range for a semester exchange would be the low end $7,100 for South Korea. Sejong University, which is a highly scholarshiped and kind of unusual partnership we're very lucky to have, all the way up to the University of Newcastle, which is at currently $13,000. It's important to note that our program budgets are completely comprehensive, meaning that is tuition, that's your books and supplies, that's your personal spending money, which is roughly $2,500 for a semester abroad, which either you spend it or you don't, but it's built in there for you as just to cover you. That's going to be airfare, that's visa fees, that's accommodation and food for the time that you're abroad. So I kind of try to think about all the things that they could spend. So if you really are realistic with yourself and add up your daily expenses living in Southern California, you're going to find that semester abroad is actually incredibly affordable.
Yeah, it's actually really feasible.
Very,
because
very
I was
affordable.
thinking to myself, you know, $7,100 all the way to $13,000. You know, that's pretty pricey,
Right.
but little did I know that that was all inclusive, and to
Right.
include all that, you know, in your 16-week stay,
Right.
you know, it's
Yeah, it's definitely doable, and the great thing is your financially goes with you, and beyond that, there's a number of great scholarships that are available to study abroad students. So anything that are merit-based, diversity awards, some that are based on high financial needs status. The Gilman Award's coming due next week. This is March now, but this is a great award that for Pell Grant recipients that they can actually earn up to $5,000 for their study abroad program. So $5,000 toward a $7,000 program. Wow. That's pretty much paid for, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, Tiffany, when one is studying abroad, what kind of living conditions can they expect to endure?
It does depend on the program that they go on. So it's typical for many of our students to live in dorms abroad, typically individual rooms, usually with other international students. In some cases, they'll have some integration with the local students as well. Obviously, beyond that, sometimes it's university-owned housing, which could be apartments in the city. For our wonderful Summer in Spain program and the Summer in Ecuador we have coming up, it's actually a Spanish homestay that they'll be living in, or an Ecuadorian homestay. So you actually live with a family with the purpose of actually gaining some language skills while abroad during that time. So it just really depends on the location. But by and large, most of our students do live on campus whenever possible, just so they can connect better with the activities like Danielle was talking about of a campus community. It's just closer commuting-wise, all of that, so they don't have to really think about, you know, okay, I got to get on the train to get to school or take a bus or whatever. It's almost easier if they can live on campus so they can go to activities and be involved.
well, speaking of students living in the area and stuff like that, in your current position, have you seen people who have come and lived over here for their 16-week stay and decided to stay and extend their visa and study for another semester, or maybe went back home and then decided to come back and stay in California for around the university period?
Sure. I think that I call them my repeat offenders. I think my study abroad returnees are my best customers. They always come back. They like to share stories, and many times they're going to be going outbound again. So one of my students I was speaking to earlier today is actually signing up to do our summer program in Rome. It's her last classes that she needs here, and she actually did a semester in Newcastle, Australia. She's like, oh, I know what to expect. This is going to be so much fun. And they have kind of a sense of the world that makes them so much more confident when they come back home, that they're ready to go out and kind of conquer the world after that. So it's very, very true that many students, if they get the opportunity, will definitely go back again, whether it just be to travel. And it's often the case that students make such great connections abroad that those are new places to go and explore. When I say that there's international students at new locations, they're from maybe 100+ countries, where, you have a friend then that you can go visit for free and stay at their homes, and that becomes a lot of fun for friends as well to connect.
Okay, well, I think this last question you guys can answer probably jointly. Is there anything else you'd like to recommend for students looking to study abroad?
Looking to study abroad, I think that you got to start early. So if you can get into the Office of Global Education, Craven 3200, right by that cougar statue, come in and see me, and we'll get you connected. We hold a bunch of information sessions, generally speaking, so that's a great first step to get into an info session, hear about all of the different program types, because there are many to choose from. We also hold a lot of information sessions that are specifically geared towards upcoming programming. So for right now, there's 3 different info sessions going on for our summer programming, so you can actually meet a faculty member that you travel with and learn more about their programs. But starting early is pivotal. Students usually need to plan at least 3 to 6 months in advance, if not more than that, to get abroad, because there are a lot of considerations to take into account, like you mentioned before, financial aid, paperwork, that you just have to get in order before you can go. But is it easy? You can actually really do it a lot from the website. You can print things out, fill them out. And we've got an upcoming application, March 15th, for our exchanges coming up for fall 2013. So it's a good time to start looking into that, as well as all of the summer program that we have or come due at the end of the month as well.
And I would also encourage, especially for resident students on this campus who have an interest in the world and the globe, to participate in activities and events that this office sponsors.
Yes.
For example, next Thursday we're having International Coffee Hour, and this office sponsors usually 2 or 3 International Coffee Hours a semester. And it's a chance for anyone on this campus whose mindset is a little bit outside their regular boundaries, if they're thinking the world is an interesting place, come and meet some people from around the world. Our last couple of coffee hours, we've had definitely a nice mix of Americans and international students who are getting to know each other. It sparks interest, it sparks good conversation, they meet people, they connect with people, it gives them a chance to really start thinking outside of the United States. April 18, our office helps sponsor the International Fair. It's another great opportunity. It's outside of Library Plaza. It'll be our 11th annual. It's spectacular. A time to celebrate the diversity on this campus, a time for international students to shine and really celebrate the good things about their culture, performances, free food. Another good opportunity for Americans to say, well, I did this event, it wasn't so bad, I met some great international people, maybe I will study abroad. So we try to find those connections so that people can broaden their perspective. So.
Well, I know we'll be seeing you guys next Thursday.
Good. Great.
I think this will conclude our interview. And our entire group would like to thank you guys.
Pleasure.
For your time you guys have set aside.
Thanks.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time.